going to call to order the select board meeting of Monday, November 7th, 2016. Select board member Rollo is going to be late today, so we are going to start the meeting without him. First thing on the agenda is the approval of minutes. We actually have more minutes to approve than what's written on the agenda, and I would like to table this, Jody, until next week.
Fine with me.
And we'll add the sort of special meeting and, can I ask you a question though, Salmi? You know the minutes on the public housing minimum housing standards? Did you add them to the front of those minutes? Are they there?
Yes.
Okay, so we don't have to do them separately, they're all part of
No.
that. Right,
Part of that.
thank you, I appreciate it. All right, so we'll go directly to community input. I see some folks here. Would you like to address the board?
Hi. I had a building permit for our addition and it expires 12/31. We didn't get started on it yet because of all sorts of financial difficulties.
So you would like an extension?
Yes,
We
please.
can easily do that if you want to come right up.
Can you get the paper?
Yes. Yeah, there's no change, you just need an extension, you're still
Yes,
doing the
please.
same thing?
Well, it's actually smaller, but I went to the small business meeting and they approved everything.
Okay. All right, so there's no change, so just accept the, here, right here, thank you. So what would you like it to?
End of 2017.
Perfect. Hopefully have it done in May.
Just worst case. Wait. Yeah, they're all, just initial it. There you go, good luck.
What's the number on the building
Oh,
permit?
sorry, could you say the building permit number? Or give it to Sally.
2016 035. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other community input? Lorraine, do you wanna, we might as well, yeah. I think that works.
Yeah, thank you. I'm here on behalf of the trustees of the Rollinsford Public Library, and right now, because Paula Woolley has resigned, we have a vacancy on our board, and the trustees met the other evening and have asked that Tony Dallas of Rollinsford be appointed as interim trustee, and we would like Emily Quirk to be appointed as an alternate trustee by this body.
Okay, and so both would be up in March, and, right, so Tony Tallis would, her term would end in March, and if she chose to run for that, for that empty seat, she can.
But I think alternates are always just appointed.
Yes, but we would probably appoint them
Appoint her again in March.
congruent with everybody's term,
Thank
so
you.
we would do it again in March.
That would be helpful,
So-
because I was realizing, I
Yes.
said it would come at a funny time, but thank
Yes.
you if you would do
So-
that.
I think that would be the better thing to do. And did you have like a search process? Did you talk with them? Did you?
Yes, we did. We have met, we have had a search process, and we had actually spoken with both of them already, and they both agreed, which is
Okay.
good at that point.
Jody, do you have any questions?
So we just didn't get anything in writing yet, like we do with the planning board.
Well, this
So-
is, trustees are a little separate, they kind of do things off to the side. You know, they run with their own RSAs and don't really report directly to us like the planning board does.
And I thought you guys appointed your own alternates,
No, we don't.
so.
We've never had any alternates, as a matter of fact.
Right.
So I asked Lorraine, so here's what it says. The trustees may recommend to the appointing authority names of persons for appointment.
Mhm.
And also, alternate members shall be appointed to one-year terms.
Yeah. I'll do it. Okay, and you felt comfortable with no?
Well, that's why I
because
asked, they did the
recommended it.
vetting, yes,
Yes.
they had a
Yeah.
vetting process and spoke with them, and so I'm ready to entertain a motion. We can do it separately, would probably be best.
I saw their names on
Tony-
the agenda this morning,
Yes.
but I don't think, no.
Down here, right here.
Oh, thank you. Move to accept Tony Tallis as a trustee to, the Rollinsford Library trustees.
I second that, and I will say up to March, the next,
Up at, yeah, up until, so the end of the term, which is March 2017.
second that? Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Make a motion to appoint Emily Cork as an alternate, term ending in March of 2017.
I second. Any questions or discussions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Congratulations, you now have a full complement.
Thank you, that's very helpful,
Did-
actually.
Did we answer your question about insurance?
It's being answered now, I've been talking to Caroline about it, she's talked with Primex, we're working on it.
All right, good enough. Thank you very much, Lorraine.
Thank you.
Pardon?
The library building.
Contents, I don't really know, but just what is covered under our policy.
Our umbrella.
Okay, let's see, is the building inspector here? No. Health inspector? Are you here as a health inspector?
Sure, if you have anything for me,
I don't have anything for you, you're just on the agenda, just in case.
I'm good today,
All right, excellent.
thank you.
Then, chief,
Thank you. Last week I received a letter, or excuse me, an email that was addressed to several of the department heads concerning Oak Street. May I throw out this? I know the Dover mayor personally. May I reach out to her and ask her to reach out to you folks before we send out any correspondence to the city manager, something like that? Maybe we can get some input from her, because her and I actually have discussed the Oak Street situation a couple times over the last several years, so.
well, you know, we're not trying to like, make anybody angry,
Sure.
but we're just trying to say, look, I mean, if you don't wanna talk to us, okay, but, you know, we need to figure this out. You get all the money, so maybe a possibility, but we wanted to talk to you, and you know, Chief Rutherford, although he may not be quite as, you know, it may not be quite as relevant to him, but, so that's, we wanted to get your input.
It can't hurt.
Yeah, if you,
Can't hurt.
I don't have an objection to that.
Not at all. I
So
appreciate
what
it.
we're trying to do is get a memorandum of understanding written between our towns that says, you know, okay, we agree on the boundary,
Sure.
and now when something happens, whatever the boundary says, something happens between here and here, we get the calls, here and here, you get the calls,
Exactly.
or here and here, they get all the calls. I mean, that could be,
Right.
we just need to sit down and talk about what that might look like, and we're just not getting anywhere.
I know. I'm just wondering, you know, at that level, they may not be aware of the situation, or it may be stopping below that level, so.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not a high priority for Dover,
Yeah.
but it's kind of a high priority for us because we have some money out on the line and, you know, we'd just like to get it resolved.
Yeah.
So, thank you, I appreciate that.
Okay.
We will hold off on Plan B.
Okay. The next item, the SWAT situation. With your permission, I would like to invite the commander of the SWAT team to the meeting next Monday night. And he can just give you an overview as to what they do, what kind of training they take, and what kind of weapons they use. I know there was a thread going around indicating that the SWAT team may be using weapons that may be more powerful than what the police department uses. And I don't think they do. I think they're using 223 rifles just like we do. So I don't think they're using anything that's any more powerful than what we're using at this point, so.
That would be helpful.
But let's get it right
And
straight from the horse's mouth.
we can let the public
Sure.
know too if they'd like to
Yeah.
come and listen,
Sure.
okay? Do we know about what time or?
What time would you like to get? 7?
Yeah, 7
This
is
way you can
usually
get
a
the-
good time for guests,
some of the
yeah, as long as they're
business out of the
patient
way,
with us,
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Let me check the calendar, I thought we had somebody next week.
We might, what do you think?
Lovely.
I don't think so, we were gonna have the ambulance, but they
Yeah,
rescheduled,
okay,
or we're trying to get them to reschedule.
okay.
Okay, that's excellent. I know you have another item on your agenda, but I have a question for you. We got an email from the North Country Cider folks about, and another group, I don't remember the name of that group. But they're
6:03.
They're conducting a trail race
Correct.
next April, and they wanted to know if they needed anything from the town. and they didn't think they needed a police detail, but if they're gonna be out in Scotland and they're ending up at the lower mills, they're crossing some street. So.
All right, what I like to is reach out to them to find out exactly what the starting point is and the end, and the finish point is. And, you know, where are they going to park everybody, you know, are they
Yeah.
accommodating any place that might impede traffic? So,
So you will follow up
I'll
on
reach
that?
out to them,
Thank you,
Yeah.
much appreciated.
so, all right. Anything else for me on your end?
Jody?
No,
Jody?
no,
I
sorry,
think we're
sorry, no, not yet.
good.
Okay, the last item on my agenda is, we've gone through a hiring process again, and I'd like to introduce to you Anthony Farrell. He's a resident of Dover, and so far his qualifications, his background is looking very well. This is something that he's aspired to since he was a small child, always wanted to be a police officer, and if you would, on to your right is the chair, Suzanne Heward.
Hi, Anthony,
And
nice to
on the
meet
left
you.
is Jody LaFortune.
What
And if
kind
you would
of
just,
spell your last name?
Farrow, Farrow.
Just like it sounds.
you can understand, you can sit here, whatever, so you can feel more. If you would, just give the board the Reader's Digest version of how you got here today.
I think he's too young to remember Reader's Digest, but it means condensed.
It's a resume, in case you would like one.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Alright, well, my name is Anthony Farrell. I'm just turned 24, a native of the area, and graduated from Dover High School in 2011. I went on from Dover High School to Great Bay for criminal justice, and I have 4 classes left to get my degree. Long story short, I worked at Dover Police Department as a parking officer for 2 years, and went through kind of a spell with migraines and got laid off from my part-time because I couldn't perform the job. So then I fast forward to Asplin Tree Service, got my foot ran over, dislocated my knee. But it's all little things that I've never quit on, my dream of becoming a police officer, and I worked harder and harder at that, and I've failed 3 PT tests, I've passed 4. And it's just more energy for me to keep following my dreams. And June 2015, I got hired at Liberty Mutual Insurance right here in Dover, and I kind of had an epiphany around the New Year's that it wasn't for me, and I had a dream that I needed to tackle, and this is something I can never give up on, and there's nothing that's ever going to stop me. So I started dieting more and going to the gym, and I went to PT to better myself as well at Seacoast Center for Athletes on 108. And law enforcement has always been my childhood dream. I remember watching cops when I was about 7 years old, and it's been something that it's always fueled me, because I knew doing the right thing is, well, that's what I want to do. I want to do the right thing. I want to know that no matter how big or small, I want to know that I can go out of my door every morning, every night, and know that, you know, whether I'm taking drugs or weapons off the street, or someone hears my sirens responding to their car accident, they know that help is on the way. And I don't know, I'm a people person, as I told Chief and Oral Board. I want to be involved in the community. I want to learn more about the RPVA, Benevolent, I believe is how you say that, association. And from what I understand, that was created in 1982 to benefit youth organizations like sports and after-school clubs. I want to become more involved with the community. I want people to know that their kids are safe when they're at school. And I want to learn what it takes to become a great officer over time, and prove to Chief and prove to Lieutenant Uraskovich, who is also on my oral board, that I have what it takes and I have the personality and the ambition to become the police officer I've always wanted to be. And whether that's training or overtime, whatever it takes, I'm here and I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to become a part of Rollinsford, New Hampshire, absolutely. I'd be honored.
Thank you, that's a lovely statement, Mr. Farrell.
Thank you.
Jody, do you have any questions?
No, not at all.
We're happy to share our charming little town with you, and, you know, we wish you the very best as you start out in this process. I mean, there are a few hurdles in front of you still,
Absolutely. I got some more proving grounds, for
Yeah.
sure.
but,
Determined. Bought a weighted vest. I've been doing my sit-ups. I've been doing my running. I've tested 4 times since April, and finally, I mean, this is the furthest I've become certified guys usually have the upper hands, and I'm grateful Chief has given me an opportunity to test for this department. And I'm back on a diet, I've lost more weight, I've been running and just focusing on what means the most to me. I want everyone in here who thinks I'm maybe rambling on, I want them to know that, this new guy who's possibly nervous, so to speak, sitting across from the select board, I want them to know that over time I will learn what it takes to become the officer I've always wanted to become, and they will trust me, and I will be, people oriented and get to know the community.
Thank you. Well, we wish you, again, the very, very best. I love that you used the word epiphany. Thank you. I love
I
good
have dreams
words.
to chase.
I love good words.
Any other questions?
I just
No, what is our next step? Are we gonna sign something tonight, or do we have an official? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, at this point, I ask the board to make a motion that we hire Anthony Farrow as the patrolman number 3, effective January 1st, 2017.
All right, I will entertain a motion.
Move to make a motion to accept Anthony Farrow to the Academy starting January 1st, 2017, as patrolman number 3.
To the force, he's not this, to the
Well,
force.
3, because the sergeant was number 1, so.
No, I understand, but I mean, he's not going to the academy necessarily on January 1st, right?
Correct,
But he's starting
the
on our
force,
payroll.
Right,
January 1st.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
Then I will second that. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
To you, congratulations to Anthony Farrow. And to all of us, I hope.
This is just a confirmation and notification that he and the board realizes that every 3 years he has to submit physical agility test and a physical medical evaluation,
Okay.
and that's required.
Wait, it is November. Okay, do you want to-
A Form A and a Form I concerning the hiring date and the background investigation.
So what is this one saying, Bob? What am I signing here?
That his hiring date is
Oh,
on
okay.
1/17, and that he attested to be a citizen, and then
Oh, all right.
we submitted the fingerprint card to the FBI and all that.
And this
And
one?
that's his background investigation, and we've done all of this, yeah.
Okay, so he's gone through that.
Yes. And then finally, we have the conditional offer of probation employment, which indicates that he will start January 1. He's required to work for us for 3 years. If he leaves the employee of Rollinsford within 3 years, starting January 1, 2017, to go to another police department. Whatever we pay for training and equipment is prorated as to reimburse us. So, just need a signature on the last page. Feel free to read pages 1, 2, and 3 if you'd like. It says his salary is $39,999, which we have budgeted.
Start.
That's all I have.
Well, that's a nice evening's work.
Yes, thank
That's
you.
great.
Thank
See
you
you
so much,
tomorrow.
chief.
All right, take care. Bright and early. Jeff?
Caroline,
Do
you
you
gonna let me slide in, Jeff?
Go ahead.
Let's let him go.
Thank you. I don't have a lot of stuff.
Hi.
Hi, how are you tonight?
Just fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. All right, I see on the York ambulance, but that hasn't been confirmed.
No,
yet,
I
has it?
think.
We're hoping for next week,
Next
but
week,
they have
yeah,
not
I see the
confirmed.
question mark still. But you'll let me know if that happens. I know you will. I got, two purchase orders here to take care of. And then, it's one of the things I kinda want to address, and then that's gonna be it for me. First one that I have is, it's gonna be it's number 827, protective clothing, and it's for some more members to new boots. So, this is for 2 sets of boots. As I said, very well, paying $373 and change for them. And this will probably take care of all of our protective clothing needs for the basically, we pretty much exhausted that line, but everything's within where it should be.
Move to accept purchase order 827 to Bergeron Protective Clothing for $373.16.
I second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Chief, do you need, you have paper clips? Just gonna ask if you need a paper
Thank you. I got a limited supply, but I have some.
clips. Budget cuts.
It is the end of the year. The next one that I have is to fire tech and safety. And one of the new members that I explained and we put on in the last couple of weeks, the member wears glasses. And when they wear glasses, they have to have a special mounting or glass frames to wear inside of their Scott Air mask. So this is to, we purchased the needed, basically we get him the frames and stuff, and he has to take it to his eye doctor and get the prescription and his lenses and stuff all taken care of. But we at least supply him with that frame because it's specially designed, like I said, to fit inside of a mask. So that's gonna be, again, fire tech and safety for one set. It's a spectacle kit is what it is for the particular mask that we wear. $56 for that. You can have alternate.
I do, till Mike shows up. Move to accept purchase order 826 to Fire Tech and Safety of New England for $56.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Trying to get all these cleaned up right. We're at the end of the year. It's kind of a short week with elections and
Yeah, it's gonna be an early day tomorrow.
Veterans
Long, early and
Day.
long.
Yeah, early and long. Last one I have, last week I had given you one for vehicle repairs that included all the inspections on all the vehicles with some minor servicing. This is the last one again that we should have to deal with as far as vehicle repairs for the rest of the year. When I submitted the one bill from before, that was like just for the stickers and all that kind of stuff. But in order for the forestry to pass, it needed 4 new tires. Okay, so that was taken care of. In order for engine 1 to pass, it needed to have the driver's side windshield replaced. So that was taken care of. So those 2 items is number 680 to the city of Dover, and that total is $1,638. But to this point right now, all of our vehicles inspected, serviced, everything's as good as it can be. And there's still a fair amount of money left in that line, like I've explained before. Should we have things at the end that need to be shifted around? This one's all set between now and hopefully nothing goes haywire between now and then.
It's always the hope.
There's always the hope.
It's the hope.
But to this point right now, we're up to snuff with all our vehicles.
Has to be unpainted wood. Has to be unpainted wood. Chair for John's.
I'll take what I can get. Move to accept purchase order 860 to the city of Dover. Purchase order is 860, but I said 860, I'm sorry. It's
No, you
getting-
did, it's just 827, 826, and then it jumps.
So, 860. Sorry. for the amount of $1,638.16 for forestry, 1 new tires needed, engine 1 left windshield needed to pass inspection.
I'll second. Do we have any questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 That's it for those. Now, just wanted to address your email that you had sent me about shifting some funding around to cover some of the shortfalls in the building maintenance budget.
Yes.
So, the numbers that you gave me more than covered the door. I haven't received anything yet for the plumbing repairs that we had to do. I talked to he was at the breakfast the other day, and,
Yes, he was.
yeah, Mike was there, and takes a little while for those to come out, but once I have that information, I'll give it to you, and you'll be all set.
Super, thank you.
Okay, and it's not under me or my section here, but I want to address one thing under the town administration
Yes,
side
please
that's
do.
come
That's
up here.
why, yes, please do.
That, you know, I've got some of the background to it that I've heard recently, and I know it's been an ongoing sore point for
Which item?
years and years and years, the Oak Street.
Oh, yes, okay. What would you like to add to that?
I guess I know you're gonna be sending a letter, and I understand some of the history.
Possibly not.
Okay,
You know, we're,
well, I guess the only thing, just my 2
Yes.
cents, is having been employed for the city of Dover for 29 years before I retired out of the fire department, but I still am employed through the school department because of the teaching that I do. And I understand the history and where we've gone and how Oak Street has been a thorn in 2 or 3 different board sides that I've been through the fire department. The issues, you know, I mean, Ed probably talked to you for days about the stuff that's gone on at that point. And I understand the frustration, and it's just, I don't know what a solution is, and I'm sure that's what you're trying to work towards. But not to say that we could jump into the viper pit or whatnot, but we get an awful lot of benefits from the city of Dover that I don't want to disrupt the apple cart and some of that stuff. And I don't know if this would happen that way, but I know how the game is played over there a little bit, because I've seen some of the repercussions that could happen if things aren't handled in the correct format. Because we get, you know, all of our dispatching is done through them. They do the majority of our vehicle repairs. And not to say that that wouldn't happen, but I've seen it happen to the point where it can fracture some relationships that you may have with other communities. So I understand the need, I understand the wants and why we need to get this fixed. And sometimes that kind of solutions we try to get to, it's just, we have to be a little bit careful. I know Mr. Joyle pretty well, and I would not have any issues with him, because I don't think he's the type of person that would disrupt any other things that are going on. But there's some other individuals around that don't always play well in the sandbox.
just trying to get their attention,
I understand,
to have
I
them
totally understand.
talk with us. But that's why we sent out that email, so we could hear from people, because we don't wanna do anything precipitous.
Well,
So I
can-
appreciate your comments
And
as,
just my concerns.
yeah.
I can remember, it becomes as petty sometimes as when Dover went to bag and tag 12, 15 years ago, and Ed was sitting in your seat, and he made a lot of comments, and there was letters that went back and forth, and it became, he said that people in the city of Dover were, rather than buy a bag and tag, were hauling their trash and dumping it in Rollinsford, all along Rollins Road and places like that. That became a rather huge item for quite a while. So just something as simple as that has a lot of repercussions. And we're dealing with Oak Street, which is a pretty major artery when you think about it for our community, in there, it's right, you know. But I understand the frustrations and trying to get by the book, you know, talking with the lawyers and getting the surveys done and trying to gather all the proper information.
We are following the path the city of Dover recommended that we follow,
Yeah.
just that they seem to have abandoned it.
Yeah,
And we
I
can't get them to
understand.
pick it back up, and
I can understand it, and I guess, you know, it's only those guys over there off to the east, we don't need to worry about them, you know, that kind of, and I've been privy to some of that stuff before, so. I just wanted
No,
to
I
give you my
appreciate your
2
comments.
cents and anything that I could do to help, because I still have relationships over there that.
Well,
I'm
Chief,
more than
you know,
willing
Bob
do
is
what I
gonna
can.
talk to Karen Weston, who I guess he
Okay,
knows,
yeah,
so we'll see if that,
Yeah, Can't hurt,
does anything,
can't hurt,
so.
but yeah, but I just wanted to give my 2 cents that,
You know, just that every time we nudge our attorney to nudge them, you know, it's like whatever it is, $100 bucks, you
Oh,
know,
yeah,
for the
yeah.
nudge. So,
yeah, that little 5-minute conversation costs you $100, I understand. I know exactly where you're going with that.
so,
So, I just wanted, you know, kind of give my 2
Yeah,
cents, like,
appreciate it.
whatever I can do to support some things that may need to, you know, if something you think you might, you know, something I could help with, let me know, because like I said, I just,
well, we'll
Still have
see
a
what
lot of
happens with
contacts
Chief Ducharme's attempt.
okay, I can do the
Play
same
it by
thing,
ear.
'cause I know the mayor too, and I know the deputy mayor really well. So I do have some ties to their council over
Who's the
there.
deputy?
Maybe you guys
Bob
should go
Carey.
together.
He's a joint building committee head,
Yeah.
do a lot of work with him outside of,
Doesn't hurt to at least make them aware that this exists even, you know, because I'm sure they don't even know it exists.
I see him on a weekly basis now. If you don't mind, if I say something, I'll just say this is
We're at a
some
public
issues
meeting,
we're having,
it's a public
okay?
interest of ours, we're not hiding it, we'd love to talk to Dover.
Are you hoping they watch the video?
Yeah, they won't. No, it's out there in the ether. All right,
You
thank
could send the video to them.
There you go. Okay, that's anything for me.
I don't think so, is there anything else?
I was here with Kevin today doing the walkthrough for joint lots in just this part of the building.
Yeah,
So unfortunately, nothing much has changed since the 2011 walkthrough.
now we're talking joint loss, or we're talking the building inspection thing?
The the fire safety portion for
Okay,
joint lots
yeah,
of
yeah, so
just the upper town hall,
Building
not
inspection.
not police.
Okay,
So that was just today, and not much has changed since the last time you guys did it in 2011, so I appreciate that. But things to work on, but I just wanted to let you know that
Okay.
Kevin was here today with me doing that.
good,
So-
and it's good that things haven't changed. I mean,
Well, I guess it's not so good that we haven't done anything,
Right.
but,
well, to the point, and I know it's on the list from 2011, so it's not like it's
you know,
grown, you know, immensely for things that we have to address now.
Right. Probably
I know
the
some of
biggest,
those
newest
issues
one that we found is that somehow the state internet connection is hooked up to the electrical, so the electrical panel isn't correctly labeled.
Yeah.
And so all the spare ones have to be turned off, but now we gotta figure out what spare one now runs that portal.
I mean, some of them like that, I mean, that's not going to cost us a whole
Right,
bunch
but
of
that
money,
was
but
just-
it's a
Yeah,
good,
but
it's a good
concern that
safety.
has to be addressed, sure.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
so,
And
You know,
little things, just
the
little
thornier
things.
ones are the ones like the entryway into the building, which
Right.
is more difficult to
Yeah,
check.
exactly, yeah, accessibility and whatnot, sure, meeting the right code and standards,
Yeah.
I understand.
So
Okay.
we thank
So
Kevin for
is
his.
Kevin gonna follow up and give you another report, is that what he said he was gonna do?
Kevin gave me a report, and I'm gonna,
I know he goes back and he officially fills these things out, if that's what you want, and we can get that
yeah, and
forward
then
to
I'm
you,
gonna
so
keep
it's-
this copy, he gave me, the official report from 2011, and I made copies of that, and then he gave me another report
Okay,
from
yeah.
today,
I want
and I'm
to
gonna
do
keep that with joint
Yep.
loss as well, so now at least we have a file that we're working towards,
that.
so,
Very
Sounds
good.
good.
move forward.
Has he visited you? I know
Not
that's
yet.
on- I know that's on the list, so whenever we can
I
work
think
that out.
you're Friday, if I'm
And
not
one other
mistaken.
thing while you're right
That's
here.
Good Friday's a holiday, none of us will be here.
I'll make sure Kevin knows that, because he probably forgets to.
That's right, it's November 11th.
Yeah. We have purchased or ordered a new air tank to your facility, the 10th, which I think is Wednesday. So when it comes there and it arrives, and the only reason it's coming to yours is because you guys are there, we're not always around. So when that's there, we'll make arrangements with you somehow, out with the old and in with the new.
And I'll try to make it a point to say about what time they'd be dropping it off, because we're not always there either, so.
Right, I will, Kevin's got the ability to track it, we'll see if we can't get you a more specific time, we'll get you that
That'd be great.
information.
That way I'm not there
Sure.
looking for it all day.
Yep.
There's other things that need to be done.
We will get you that info.
Okay, sounds
All right.
good, thank you.
And right now, we're planning on next week for the ambulance, but it hasn't been confirmed.
Yeah, I see that here. I mean, either way, you know, it's Monday, we're here, and if they come or they don't. Anything on your
It'd be
side
nice
for
if
that?
Sean, if you could be here too, because I know you have some things
Anything
to add
from
to
your
that.
side that you're gonna address needs with them, or concerns or anything?
I don't have any, I don't know if the board as a whole has any concerns, I mean, We mostly just wanted to make sure that our public safety officials feel happy, satisfied, whatever, with the service, because you are on the front lines and would better know that than we do. I haven't heard any complaints other than like a billing issue once that I think we took, that was understandable, but I don't know if you've heard anything, Jody?
No, I remember you saying that response times and stuff were important too, and
Well, that's what it's all about. That's
Right.
one reason why I think AMR was always something that was difficult to come in, or American, excuse me, because they are so far out and there's no way they can correct that unless they move closer.
right.
But as far as York ambulance goes, I can talk with Sean and Kevin and the rest of our members, is the only thing that I see. Is the fact that I think they should utilize our services more than they do, as far as the fire department
That
goes.
would be a good thing to bring up with them.
We can discuss that with them when they're here.
All right, excellent, thank you so much.
Thanks, chief.
All right, thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Sean, you don't have anything to say?
I'm here to help Jeff on.
Oh, okay, very good then. Jeff?
Do you wanna go get on?
Can I jump in?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be
Yes.
sorry, it's just, you
Yeah,
know,
is it welfare?
yes.
All right, so we'll need a motion to enter non-public. All right,
Motion
Jody,
to go into non-public for matters of welfare.
a second.